It was a calm autumn evening as Little Red Tractor chugged up the lane on his way home. Stan and Little Red Tractor had spent the day helping Mr. Jones and his enormous blue tractor, Big Fred, with the potato harvest on Beech Farm. Patch and the last of her puppies ran to meet them as they turned into the yard. They watched as Stan carefully backed Little Red Tractor and his trailer into the barn. Stan climbed stiffly down from the cab.
"Oh, well done, Little Red Tractor," he said. "It's been a hard day. Now you deserve a jolly good rest." "Oh,
Stan clutched at his back.
"Oh, Little Red Tractor," he groaned. "I think I need some rest too. My back's killing me, and we have our own potatoes to harvest tomorrow." "Come on, Patch. You too, puppy. I'll give you some dinner. Then I think I'll have a hot bath and put my feet up."
The following morning, Stan's back still felt sore, but by moving carefully, he managed to do all the early morning jobs. He'd just finished when Big Fred roared up the lane, towing the gigantic potato harvester. Patch was used to the loud noise Big Fred made, but Puppy was frightened. He hid behind Little Red Tractor and made his own noise. Mr. Jones stopped Big Fred.
"Top acre, is it, Stan?"
he shouted.
"No, we're back in Spud Field this year," Stan shouted back. "If you wait a minute, I'll go ahead and open the gate for you."
Stan started Little Red Tractor and led the way to Spud Field. Stan was standing by the gate, holding his back, when Mr. Jones joined him.
Got back trouble?" asked Mr. Jones. "Always seems worse when I've been in Little Red Tractor," said Stan. "You need a new tractor," said Mr. Jones. "Big Fred's seat is so comfortable I'm as fresh as a daisy, even after a day's ploughing." "That's as may be, but I couldn't replace Little Red Tractor," said Stan.
Then he clutched at his back and said,
"Oh, ouch! But perhaps I should think about getting a new seat."
Mr. Jones nodded and looked at the field of potatoes.
"Well, this shouldn't take too long, Stan," he said. "With this new machine of mine and Little Red Tractor's help, we should have all your potatoes harvested before tea time."
Mr. Jones steered Big Fred carefully through the gateway and between the rows of potatoes. Then he pulled a lever, and big steel cutters at the front of the potato harvester dropped to the ground. Stan positioned Little Red Tractor and his trailer next to the potato harvester. Stan revved Little Red Tractor's engine. Mr. Jones revved Big Fred's engine. Mr. Jones gave a signal, and they were off. The harvester dug up 4 rows of potatoes at a time. The potatoes shook themselves clean as they moved along the top of the harvester. Stan drove carefully to make sure Little Red Tractor's trailer was in the right position. Then Mr. Jones moved a lever so the potatoes didn't have too far to tumble into Little Red Tractor's trailer. Very soon, the trailer was full of big, golden potatoes. Mr. Jones stopped Big Fred and cleaned the harvester as Stan and Little Red Tractor took their valuable load to the barn. They worked all through the morning, with Little Red Tractor revving hard to keep up with Big Fred. Eventually, Mr. Jones gave Stan a wave and they stopped for lunch. Stan switched off Little Red Tractor's engine and with one hand supporting his back, climbed carefully down from the cab. Oh, I really have to do something about that seat, he said, as he sat down on a grassy mound by the hedge to eat his sandwiches. With Little Red Tractor and Big Fred quietly resting in the warm autumn sunshine, Patch decided it was the right time to bring Puppy into the field to meet Mr. Jones.
"This is a fine young fellow, Stan," he said. "What do you call him?"
Stan turned a little pink. Well, I've not thought of a proper name for him yet. I'm still calling him Puppy." Mr. Jones tickled Puppy's soft ears.
"Well, you won't be able to call him Puppy for much longer. Judging by the size of his paws, he'll be bigger than Patch before too long."
Stan swigged down the last of his lemonade. Mr. Jones finished his flask of tea and they set to work again. Patch stayed by the hedge with Puppy, who soon got used to the noise and started to explore the hedgerow. He poked his nose into a blackbird's nest, but it was empty. The chicks had hatched and flown months ago. He stuck his nose into a rabbit warren. He could smell rabbits, but the hole was too small for him to go down to see if they were there. He wandered over to where the potato harvester had been and wriggled his nose into the soft brown earth and pulled out a big golden potato. Puppy sat guard over his prize as Stan and Mr. Jones harvested the last 4 rows of potatoes. And when at last Stan clambered stiffly down from Little Red Tractor's cab, he ran over and dropped the big potato by his feet.
"Oh, thank you, Puppy. That's the one I've been looking for," said Stan with a smile.
"Oh, ouch!" He clutched at his back.
"You'd better get that new seat tomorrow, Stan," said Mr. Jones. "There's nothing worse than a bad back, I can tell you."
Stan was about to thank Mr. Jones for his help when Puppy pushed past them and jumped into Little Red Tractor's cab.
"Oi, where do you think you're off to, Puppy?" shouted Stan. "You won't find anything in there." "He's having a jolly good try," said Mr. Jones. "Hey, look, he's found something in the seat."
Puppy was pulling at something. He pulled and pulled and pulled, and then he fell out of the cab with a large knobbly potato in his mouth.
"I think Puppy has just cured your back problem," said Mr. Jones.
"I think he's just found his name," said Stan.
"You're never going to call him Potato?"
"No, of course not," laughed Stan. "We'll call him Spud." The next day, Stan's back felt much better, and Spud sat proudly beside Patch in Little Red Tractor's cab as they took 10 sacks of potatoes to Wigglesworth Market. What's the real Stan up to? What is he looking at? Let's hear what he has to say. It may give us a clue.
These are a special variety made for roasting, good for baking, excellent for chips.
Ah, I thought as much. Stan's about to sow some potatoes. These seed potatoes have been cut in half, which means they can go twice as far. Just as well when you look at the size of this field. While Stan has been sorting out his seed potatoes, the tractors have been preparing the soil. This tractor is pulling a harrow which rakes and breaks up the soil. Do you think this blue tractor looks a bit like Big Fred? I wonder if that's Mr. Jones at the wheel. The soil has to be fine, soft and free from stones before the potatoes go in, and that's where these big clever machines come in handy. They sieve the soil, set the stones to one side, and leave a nice mound of soft earth for Stan to sow his potatoes in. The job is finished. There are thousands of seed potatoes buried in these long rows. The potatoes are waiting for rain and warmth from the sun to make them grow. The potatoes were sown in March. Now it's October and time to harvest the crop. The tractor with the trailer, not Little Red Tractor this time, is moving into position. Cutters down. The potato harvester is ready to go, and they're off. This enormous machine is surprisingly gentle with the potatoes. It scoops them up 2 rows at a time, carefully shakes off the loose soil, takes them up an elevator and drops them softly into the trailer. Load after load of lovely golden potatoes are driven to the farmyard. The potatoes are checked. Green and damaged potatoes are taken out. Some of these potatoes have been sold already, and they'll soon be loaded onto lorries and delivered to the buyer. Big ones will be sold as baking potatoes, but the best of the others will be selected for storing. These potatoes will find their way into the shops later in the year, or even next year. You could be eating some of these potatoes with your Christmas dinner. One big field of potatoes has been harvested, but there are more, and a little red tractor fan has come along to see what's happening. Daniel has never seen so many potatoes. The ones in this field are going to be made into oven chips. But Daniel can't wait, so Stan has given him a large potato to take home to Mum. Daniel knows where his chips come from.